I got my notebook like I was on Earn Your Leisure. You know what I'm saying? I had to take some notes on the tracks. I was like, I know I got to come correct with these gentlemen. They ain't playing out here.
I mean,
not really, but that's cool. We gonna see. Yeah, man. It's good
I
to
didn't
have.
take no bars and verses. I mean, I didn't write no bars down though. I just was listening to the songs like skip, play. Yeah, hear the first 2 minutes. Yeah. All right, cool. We went.
Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars,
Your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and, of course, great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out our last episode. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing our thing, bringing on a bunch of different creatives, all that kind of good stuff. First time on the show, we have a guest with us today. You know what I'm saying? First time on the show, we're going to let our brother here with us introduce himself. Go ahead, my man.
What up, world? It's Beer Talk Now. Your host, Neal. I'm here on Beers and Bars, man. I've been waiting, man. We had a great conversation. When we was talking about that Mace album, you know what I'm saying? The Harlem World, I had to go back and say, man, I only know it's only five tracks is fire. I don't know what y'all talking about.
On the night when
on the night we did it, man. Yes, I only like 5 for me. That's me. We'll jump into that later, but I'm just saying. I had to go back. I listened to every single song while y'all still was on live. And I'm like, nah, man, they tripping. I mean, it's got some heaters, but I was like, the 5 I picked, and I wrote them down in the comments, but y'all already logged out. I was like, damn it, I'm gonna get back with them. That's for real.
Why are you over there? Okay.
Come on, man. Come on. That's one of the hottest ones. You know, tell me what you want from me. Total. You got the Harlem World. I mean, the bad.
Hey, he out the gate with it, baby. He out the gate with it. You know what I'm saying?
You got 25 hours to live.
That one was fire, man. That one probably was the hottest one for me.
For sure.
She was not 19. I followed her to school.
She was not. Man. Me and my homies used to say that all the time. Hey, fam, she was not 19. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to be chopping it up with D-Neal regarding his platform. You know what I'm saying? What he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, of course, we are a beer podcast, beer and rap. Before we do anything, let's get into our beers, man. Come on, you going first today.
All right. Shout out to John at Revolution Brewing. And I got a Cuvée de Grâce on here. On here today. This is a barrel-aged ale, but I believe this is part of the barley wine family. This is part of their limited edition Deep Woods series. There's nowhere on this can that states the ABV. And I had one of these Friday night trying to watch American Werewolf in London.
Wow.
And I really liked that movie, and I ended up falling asleep on it. And I woke up several times and had to rewind and like, what's going on? I look up the ABV. It's 15%.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
So I wasn't really like, I knew it was high, but I thought it was like maybe 10 or 12, not 15. So that's what I'm gonna have this evening.
That's what's up, man. We have to connect. We have to connect, Kamal, because Kamal has something for me as well, too.
I got a whole pack for you, man.
Let's kick it to, you know what I'm saying, California now. Let's go ahead and go with the homie D-Neal. What you got over there, man?
Oh, man, thank you. I mean, I got this, the Federation Brewing Company out of Oakland, California. It's called Punch a Dinosaur. You know what I mean? I just like the name on that joint.
True.
This is a dry hop sour, and it's only, I think it's only it's only 5.1 ABV. And then also I got, shout out to Oak Park Brewing Company, which is in Sacramento. They did a collaboration with a foundation called Paint the Globe. They call it on the can they call it Print the Globe, and it's just a blonde ale, and it's only 6.5. I was going to say 5.5, but I mean, shout out to them. I go up there to Sac quite a bit, and then man, I had to go heavy, man. The Headzo. This is out of Drake Barrel House in San Leandro, California, and this is a 18.5, and this is a American ale, but it was barrel aged in bourbon barrels.
Did you say 18.5?
18.5, man.
You about to drink that tonight?
Yeah, man. Hey. Yeah, come on.
You know what? I like that though, because usually I'm the one that's like. So typically I'll have one beer for the show, But then I start getting into the conversation, and then I'll be like, I text my wife like, "Hey, yo, slide me another beer off, from over here somewhere." So, but yeah, man, I am having today a Black is Beautiful joint from Solemn Oath out in Naperville, Illinois. I went by there this Friday, and that joint was popping. Like I thought it was like a company event or something. People was just, I guess, happy to be back outside and whatnot. But yeah, man, this is their Black is Beautiful joint here. I think this is at 8.5%. All the proceeds from Solemn Oath's Black is Beautiful goes to my black, my hood, my city. So let's toast it up, man. Let's toast it up real quick. Let me crack my joint open. This is an OG type stout, you know what I'm saying? It's not no crazy adjuncts and all that. It's just good and roasty and, yeah, man.
Nice. Look at these pours around here.
No, we're doing the whole can. I might as well just, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get it. All right, here we go.
There we go, baby.
Nice. I don't know why Neal, man. That just reminded me of what's that? Beer Fest.
Yes. Yes.
With the where you gotta, you turn it up. The
boot. With the boot, yeah.
I don't know why that just reminded me of that.
Man, quick story. I had to when I was in college, it was my first time at working. They had a little restaurant on campus, and so my first week we had our it's like Earth Day or whatever. It's at UC Davis in California. So literally everybody that's 21. Sometimes people who ain't 21 be coming in there and they get their friend or something to get beer. They was like, "Daryl's gonna be a rush." So I was like, "All right, cool." I get in there behind the bar. They like, "I want this, this, and this." I'm pouring all these pints, right? And the one dude, he was like, "This must be your first time because you ain't got nothing but foam covering half the glass." And they was like, "Get out of here!" So like literally like, because they was like 20 deep at the bar. So he was like, "Bro, you got to move." And I was like, "All right." So he taught me a little bit in the back. I mean, like I was on just the other handles, but I was like, "This is crazy." Ever since then, man, just trauma. So I was like, "Make sure I pour it right."
Okay, so actually, that's a good segue. Actually, you're good at this. All right, so let's start. Let's start with what people will know you for right now, which is Beer Talk Now. What is Beer Talk Now?
Beer Talk Now is a guy who fell in love with beer. Probably like when I was young, I just didn't really have the palate. It wasn't really refined at that time. Mm-hmm. But really, what Beer Talk Now is as a whole is just a guy who loves beer, who want to showcase a lot of the brewers and the people behind the scenes. So like the person in the cellar, the person who the marketing and the sales, and also just showing that beer is a business, especially craft beer. And there's not a lot of black folks in it. So it's just a black man's take on beer and really talking to the people who get their hands dirty for 14, 16 hours a day just for us to drink a pint of beer. So that's what Beer Talk Now is.
And it is only on Instagram, or how does that work?
So it's on beertalknow.com. Mm-hmm. I have all the audio up there. I use Wix to set up my website at the time, and I wasn't very tech savvy with that. So it's really outdated as far as the format, but as far as the audio goes, you can get all the audios that I've done with brewers and people in the beer industry one-on-one in person. And then I just do Instagram because when COVID started, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to continue this podcast. My girl was like, I kept telling you, get on IG. And then shout out to Lady Lager from Rhythm Brewing Company.
Word up.
She was reaching out to everybody to promote her brand, which I think was ingenious for her to do. And me and her had such a great time on IG Live. We did two IG Lives because I sent her beer. She sent me beer. And then like, it was just what her vision is and where she at now. I mean, doing a collab with Samuel Adams. Yeah. It's like, I'm like, that's what really hit me, and to be like, okay, IG Live I got more comfortable with it to where you can still have the type of connection in person when it's just you and somebody else, or even a couple of people on the camera. As long as y'all got the same type of vibe, it don't matter if you're in person or not. So I got it on, like I said, beertalknow.com. I'm on YouTube as well. I actually got to promote the last 2 episodes with a old colleague of mine called Chef. His name's Tufu, but he go by Chef Tufu. And he's a chef. He was on. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. I'm
subscribed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, so I got those last 2 episodes. I finally learned how to schedule. It's such an easy thing to schedule videos on YouTube. So now I just give my stepdad, who is my videographer, when we go out to interview people, man, I just straight up just get all the videos for the month. So this month I'm dropping Josh Diggs. He had a Temescal Brewing Company. He's a brand ambassador. He was at Fresh Fest. Okay. So I'm gonna drop that too, man. So I'm trying to be everywhere, man. I got the Twitter, which I got to change the password. I haven't got on Beer Talk Now for Twitch though, because I was like, I don't know, but now I'm just like, screw it, man. I'm gonna put it on everything, man. So you're gonna see me everywhere. Just go to beertalknow.com and you can get all the social media handles at the bottom.
So how long have you been? Let me ask this. What made you think that doing Beer Talk Now was important or was needed? Why did you think that? Why did you want to start it at all?
I just wanted to do my moniker, my 3 things in life, man, as a career: eat food, drink beer, talk shit. That was the 3 things that I wanted to do. And at first, when I first thought about Beer Talk Now, I was just like, man, I love running my mouth. I'm always talking. I'm always drinking beer. So let's get it. Let me do something with it. And it was actually, I got a shout out. His name is Adam Yee. He has a podcast called My Food Job Rocks. He's a food scientist. And he went to, I'm a food scientist as well, but I always tell him, like, I just went to school for food science. You actually practice it. And he's like, man, shut up. You're a food scientist. But he had his podcast for a long time. And I just thought what he did was so amazing because nobody knows what food science is. Nobody really thinks about what it does. And he literally talks to people, I'm talking about around the world, that are food scientists and like that are working on, like, for example, in one country in Europe, they're going back to using bread to make beer. He talked to several other people that I was just like, man, this is amazing. And he really has like in-depth food conversations, but at the same time, he also likes drinking beer too. So anytime he can get craft beer in there, he always throws it in there. So I just thought that was a beautiful thing. And I was like, man, let me do it. And he was like, let's do it. So it took a year from 2017 to 2018. I wrote out like what Beer Talk Now was going to be. How am I going to get audience members? And it took me a long time for me to really just say, screw it and let's just get in front of the mic and make it happen.
That's fire, man.
And that was in.
Go ahead.
So Beer Talk Now started in 2018.
2018. Nobody was really my first interview. My first interview was with my homie Ajakari. He has anonymityfilms.com. He did my intros on the YouTube. Like, that man was like, bro, let's do it. He was the first person where I sat down and had a beer with and just was like, I just pressed record, man. And I was like, let's do it. So from there, it just never stopped. And in 2019, it was kind of, I got a little bit more people, but it was really 2020 when I went to the San Francisco opening gala, which is in San Francisco, California. They do it every year prior to COVID. And all the brewers, we're talking about, there's 150 breweries just in the Bay Area alone. So the northern part of California that everybody knows about, the Bay Area, it's 150 breweries just in that it's real small compared to, like, if you look at like New York, like Brooklyn, for example, or even if Detroit, like Detroit, places like that the Bay is just like this one niche spot. You can really just get places without traffic in like 30 minutes each, an hour the longest way. But as soon as he walked around with a camera behind me at the beer fest, at the opening gala where you had all the brewers there and a lot of people, he told me right when he was micing up, he was like, bro, as soon as people see this camera, they see your Beer Talk Now shirt, they're going to start asking questions because nobody is going to have an actual cameraman behind them. They're all going to be on their phones. And he was like, you got to be ready for this. And I was like, all right. As soon as that happened, man, literally like maybe 30 minutes into it, a lot of people just came up to me like, hey, what's Beer Talk Now? I was like, man, it's a podcast where I focus on the brewers and beer. It just went from there, man. So like I said, I got to pay nothing but love, respect, homage to him because he did a lot for me. Like, he did all that for free. And that man, that's his career. So I was just like, I appreciate it. So every time I can, man, anonymityfilms.com, look that man up. That's a long spelling. I don't got it. But try to find it.
Right. Anonymity Films. No, I'm going to check it out because I'm also a filmmaker. So I'm going to, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all have plenty to talk about, man.
As soon as you said it, I was intrigued. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. That's positive vibes. Let's go back a little bit before Beer Talk Now. Are you were you at one time a brewer?
No. I did one home brew in 2016, 2017. I did one home brew. That was it.
How did that turn out?
The family said it was cool, so I was like, they didn't pour it down the drain. It was just an amber. It was just a regular old amber ale, and it was cool, man. I had fun doing it, but the cleanup with cleaning the cry boy, the bottles and all that. I was like, okay, this ain't, and that's just a small portion. So I just laugh at when home brewers who become like brewers of bigger brew houses, when they say the same thing. They didn't like cleaning. That was the only thing they didn't like as a home brewer. And I'm like, but then you just jump into where you got like a 120 barrel system or a 60 barrel system, and now you're doing double the amount of sanitation, and they all just be like, yeah, I know. And I'm just like, all right, crazy.
So do you have any history with beer at all?
Nah, man, outside of drinking it.
So you just started Beer Talk Now because you like to drink beer.
Exactly, man. Like I said, my moniker, I thought, eat food, drink beer, talk shit, man. That's what it is.
Nah, that's what's up. Nah, for some reason, I thought you were like you had a history in the beer industry. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope that you're taking something that you just have an interest in and you're exploring it. You know what I'm saying? With these different people. You know, brewers, it's fun, man. Masters, people that have other, influencers of beer.
Like yourselves, man. You know what I mean? Come on, don't sell yourself
Bro,
short.
Look here. Me and Kamal always say, sometimes I hit Kamal up. It's like, yo, I got imposter syndrome. Like it's like, man, gee, am I who I think I am? Like, we just like to drink beer and talk about rap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't look at ourselves at all like,
Yeah, we're so in it. I know I'm so in it that I don't think about anything outside of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just drinking beer and talking about rap. I don't think about who's watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The quality that y'all bring, man, like it was the last two. When I was just listening to how y'all broke it down, and one dude you had who had a I don't know if it was an LP EP that came out. I was like, they really like when y'all say y'all really about this rap life, like for real, man, like hip hop for real. And I was like, that gave me just a whole lot of respect for y'all because everybody got their niche. Like, I mean, shout out. I mean, is it Beats and Brews or Brews and yeah?
I forget the acronym, but we rock with them. Yeah,
they and just that, but they really like DJ and stuff. Like I was like, oh, I mean, what I mean, I was like, that's crazy. But then I love it because I was like, shout out to Chris and Beer Quest TV when he showed. I remember it was probably like a year or 2 years ago where he put the Biggie Smalls commercial for the beer where Biggie was in Brooklyn, and I was like, and I'm a big Biggie fan. And I was just like, oh, snap. I didn't know this man really liked beer like that. And Chris, like, he like for real Brooklyn, like hands down, man. And I was just like, that it's always a space with that culture, with that hip hop culture. It's never nothing that you can put up against it that won't compliment it. Like hip hop will compliment everything, man. It don't matter what it is. So y'all just in that lane, and it's a beautiful thing. Like just staying focused. Because like when you step back 10 years from now, like my boy told me, my boy Ajakari, when he was like, man, just focus on the grind. Don't worry about how many people like a video. Don't worry how many people actually watching. Don't worry if you only got one YouTube subscriber. Like, it is a marathon, like Nipsey Hussle said. And I believe him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, little by little, when people actually say, hey, man, I really appreciate it. I think probably the biggest thing for me was when one of the brewer assistants, our assistant brewer from Dewey Brewing Company in Delaware, literally told the head brewer and the co-founder to hit me up because like she liked what I was doing, and we had an interview. And I was like, that's like, you don't know who's listening, you don't know who's watching, and as long as you just keep to who you are, like y'all doing, man, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, let me tell you this honestly. I appreciate what you do. Like especially your IG lives, man. Like, you're a very good conversationalist. You know what I'm saying? And what I like is how you, like you said earlier, you talk to the people that are, really in the brewing culture, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be, the head brewer, whether it be the marketing person, you know what I'm saying? And you can pull, certain stories out of them. And, everybody has a journey, recently, you know, you have something new actually. You, Kinky Suds, and my man's name.
Oh yeah, and Blackbeard and Nerd, man.
Yeah, y'all got the comic joint, right?
Man, fire, bro! I'm telling y'all, it's a beautiful thing, man. Like again, we're not one dimensional, man. We got, I mean, come on, we're the original people, bro, and you know, not to just toot your own horn, you know, pat your own back, but at the end of the day, like we are creatives. We love that, man. Especially with anime, man. Come on, Wu-Tang, bro. The Kung Fu. I remember watching Kung Fu theater as a kid. Like my cousins used to listen.
Yasuki.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
I just finished that.
Shout out Flying Lotus. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but I just
come on, man. Like I remember watching Kung Fu theater with my big cousin, and he like a lot of people on the West Coast, like they love Pac. But if you was watching anime or you was watching Kung Fu, like the old school joints, the ones that come on late at night, and you was watching the overdubs and all that stuff, they was listening to Wu-Tang, man. Like they was for real. Like people did not sleep on Wu-Tang on the West Coast either, man. Just it was, to me, like I just thought that was a great thing. And Ren, who's Blackbeard and Nerd,
yes.
When me and him had a conversation, he was like, bro, like I'm big on this, and he was like, I think we got a lane for it. And then with Denise with Kinky Suds, like I was just the energy she got. Like she literally breaks down anime from a philosophy type society viewpoint, and this just ties into her being, because you know she has a PhD in science. She's but her
beast, man.
But just her being, the way that she even breaks down beer, like just having that conversation with her randomly on her live, where she was like, let me see who's available, and we were supposed to set up a time, and I'm getting off of work and I'm like, screw it, I'm in the car, then we just gonna have this conversation. But she really, us three, like me and Ren talked and was like, man, we need to get Denise on as a co-host. And Denise, I asked her, and she was like, definitely. And like she come and dress up in the cosplay. It's like, it's so many, bro, like, man, like I was saying before, bro, we all different, man. Like we love stuff. I remember when anime, like my little cousin's going to college right now. Shout out my cousin Chantier. She going to UCLA. And she was like, they have in McClimas High School, which is in Oakland, California. She was like, no, they had an anime club. I was like, I remember as a kid, especially in high school, 9th grade, 13, 14 years old, if you tell anybody and you was black, if you wasn't, the only anime you could watch was Dragon Ball Z. Anything else, they was clowning you. Yeah. I used to come in with the Dragon Ball Z shirt. They used to like try to rip it off you. Like it was like, you did not get that. Now you fast forward and everybody, I mean, you got a whole black population that's on IG, just like with beer, and they are literally like cosplay. They literally going to Japan and like want to live there, and and you got you get like the Black Sands. I don't know if y'all got the comic books for Black Sands Entertainment. I forgot where he was at, but he's doing he just dropped his app for Black Sands, and so I downloaded that and I bought the comic books to show support, because there are a lot of black people who want to be not just an anime, but the comic book world, sci-fi. And so it's just fun times, bro. And that's like my side thing. Like I love that. That's just with passion. Like I'll do that just for free all day, even with Beer Talk Now. But I know Beer Talk Now has it. I want to get black people more in the industry, really focus more so on distribution, because we have breweries and all that stuff, but especially for smaller breweries and for black folks, is that distribution is key. Like, I mean, that's just with hip hop, man. Master P, E40, Too Short. It was like, no, we don't need you to give us no advancement. We need you to give us distribution. So you give us an 80-20 split. And then that means that you just gonna do the distribution, but we got to do all the work. And then when we finish with all the work, you take 20%. But that is better than a 360 deal. So with us, I want us to do the same thing in craft beer. Right now, you got a lot of black brewers who go through either smaller distributors or big distributors and get taxed. But as soon as we start getting together and do our own distribution, even if it start off small, or we do that like 80-20 split with the bigger distribution person or company, then I mean, it's a win. So, yeah.
So let me say this real quick, come on, you go ahead. That's that talk that Sam be talking about. Come on, shout out to homie Sam. You know what I'm saying? Sam Ross, the brother at the bar in Chicago. When we talked to him a couple episodes ago, or whenever we talked to him last, he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, you know, he was big into distribution. Like most of the episode, he was just talking about, yo, we gotta get into distribution. It's that Sam be talking, yo, we gotta get into distribution. Otis, come on. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, come on, go ahead.
So you say you're not in the beer industry, right? No history. All right. So with that in mind, since you've been doing, you don't have any history before Beer Talk in the beer industry, but you've been talking to people, and apparently, obviously, you've gained knowledge and you feel strongly about this one particular topic of distribution.
Yeah.
And that's solely, and I'm assuming, but that's solely through you talking to different people while doing Beer Talk Now.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, do you see yourself getting into the beer industry? Do you see yourself trying to shift these issues that you're finding as you're talking to people? Do you see yourself getting into the industry at all?
Definitely. That's one thing which I'll be talking to my girl about. Like, it's gonna probably be some long nights or long days coming up for me, because I'm actually working with a company called Regrain, and if you've seen one of my lives, not the last live, but the two before that, they take spent grain and they make it into puffs. And so
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking with them, and I was like, I want to be involved in that, because I think that is a need. Like, there's a couple of things I want to do with spent grain that I've been talking to a couple of brewers about, as far as like transportation and the logistics of it, because a lot of farmers, they use spent grain, but some of them don't, because like it doesn't go through their system because they are a dry feed type of thing. So I think that what Regrain did is something that I think is amazing, because a lot of people, they don't know about craft beer. So when you can take a waste product and make it into 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, 2 grams of protein, I think it's only like 120 or 200 calories for a bag. It's like, to me, it's like, that's a no-brainer. So I'm working with them. I got to with the sales position with them, but we're looking at doing other things. And that, I think, will be a catalyst for me to get more involved and understand how to take that to another level with distribution for a lot of the Black brewers as well, because it's just, you need to hit all those aspects. Like, what are you going to do to set yourself apart so that you can make a bigger impact? Okay, yeah, we Black, and now we're Black brewers, and everybody see that. But again, me being kind of behind the scenes and being quiet when I'm at the breweries and kind of just listening, not everybody, but there's a lot of people who just kind of see us as, oh, that's just a lifestyle, a brand. Like, they're not really about it, because again, they've been in their own 4 walls with everybody that look like them. So now when we come in here, we come in loud, we come in like Crown and Hops, we come in like Weather Souls, we come in like Soul Brother Brewing, if I got that his name right. ATL Beer Boutique, like, we just are doing something that's different, because we just bring that vibe, we bring that flavor, for the old school into beer. So I definitely want to get involved in distribution. I know it's not going to just be like an easy thing, because again, distribution is on lock, man, like a lot of things, but you just need that crack in the door, and like, you just got to find that way around to the people who don't want you to have access to it. So I'm definitely starting with Regrain, seeing how we can get a lot of the brewers to give them spent grain so they get bigger, me learn from them, and then take it and see how I can do distribution to where we can, instead of me, like my mom say all the time, let me say you send a beer, like, instead of beer packages appearing on your front door and may or may not get a federal offense, then I can do it. We can do it the legal way and like have that distribution, but you got to be with these bigger companies, and you got to have a market for it. So definitely want to get involved.
So let me say real quick, shout out to all the young people that might be watching or not watching, you know what I'm saying? But
listening, Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, all
Google,
of that.
get all that in.
That's interesting. That's dope that, you have no history in the beer industry, but you're getting into it by a way that is non-traditional. You know what I'm saying? You're not, you didn't, work at a brewery and learn from a brewmaster or learn the tricks of the trade through, the normal route of a person that's trying to do what you're about to do. You just had an interest in it, and you decided, you know what, I'm gonna get a camera. Shout out to Anonymity,
Anonymity
you know,
Films, man.
Anonymity
Shout out.
Films, and decided, let me just hit record. And as you're learning it, you're also learning there's issues in the industry that you also want to get into, and now be through Beer Talk. Shout out. I mean, listen, all the youngins, you know what I'm saying? You're learning all of this through IG and through Beer Talk Now, and how you're doing your thing. And now you're able to be in conversation with Regrain and things like that. And you know, I think it's dope that you're able to do that the non-traditional way. You know what I'm saying? Just through pure passion. Just pure conversation.
And it's the lane, man. Like, you gotta. I get all the time from my family, because they, especially my cousins and my homies, like, for real, like, they are your biggest critics, and they could be your biggest fans, or your worst enemy at the same time. But they tell me all the time, hey, man, you got to do this and that, and they always push me to want to get to that level. But I know what it is I want to do. Like, Anthony Bourdain, probably one of only the few white men, because again, I don't look up to a lot of white men. But he is. But the reason why I like his story, and why I was like, I'm gonna do that with beer, and like, for real, and why me and Chris vibe so much from Beer Quest TV, is because, like, it's a lane for that. Like, a lot of people don't know about beer. A lot of black people do like beer, especially black women. I mean, there's a lot of black men that love beer, but black women are, like, when I say they making a foothold in this industry for collaborations, like ATL Beer Boutique. I forgot the other lady who Jan put on her, ATL Beer Boutique put on her IG, and I forgot where she's out of, but she had like a cider place, but she also makes beer. She making waves. You got Black Beard Chick, you got Afro Beard Chick.
ABC was popping. Like, so being that you are, you know, from the West Coast and whatnot, I feel like, you know, I always hear about, there you go, I always hear about LA, you know what I'm saying, and all the history there. But you, I believe at the beginning of the show, you said you were, you're originally from Oakland, right?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, so being some Midwest Chicago dudes, you know what I'm saying, all I know about Oakland, obviously, you know what I'm saying, I know the Panthers, you know what I'm saying, their history and whatnot in Oakland, you know. I'm a football fan, so I know about, you know,
the Raiders,
just win, baby, win. I know all that, but what's your experience, you know what I'm saying, with Oakland, the culture, rap, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What's Oakland like? Tell us about that.
Oh, man, the city of Oakland, you know, it's going to be like any city that got a whole bunch of black people. You know, cheers to y'all. See, this one got a little shout out to, you know, Oak Park Brewing, Blondale. The city of Oakland, man, growing up in Oakland, one thing I love about Oakland is that Oakland always lets you be who you were. So if you thought you was going to be on the street, be a D-boy, or in the trap, or whatever the word you want to be, then they'll test your merit for that. If you was a square, well, a little hip square, like I claim myself to be, then, you know, you had your lane for that. It never, the city never tried to force somebody to be something that they weren't. But now, if you try to pretend, you was definitely gonna get checked. Like in any city, man. Like any city where you try to be tough, act like you hard, somebody gonna always test your merit and see if you're really about it. But as far as the creativity and the culture when it comes to black folks, man, I remember, especially in Oakland at the time, we had what we call turf dancing back when I was in like high school, and like I can just picture it like it was yesterday, where when dudes was dancing out on the block in West Oakland, they literally, one dude had like Michael Jackson shoes on. It was crazy. So like everybody had they gimmick of like what they would do. But like he had got on his tippy toe and spinned around like he was a ballerina, right? But it was just clean. And I was like, this is crazy. And everybody, like east side, we got three parts of Oakland. You got West Oakland, East Oakland, and North Oakland.
Yeah.
All small, except for East Oakland, because it ties into a bigger part like San Leandro, San Lorenzo, all that. But everybody had their own thing. Like East Oakland is known mostly because you got Too Short. The Raiders played in the Coliseum, but it was always like the real hustler part of Oakland, California, just because you had so much going on. It's so many little small streets and pockets that everybody had. They like, some people have neighborhoods for Oakland, it was always like, this is our street. So I lived on 32nd and Magnolia. That was our block. And then right around the corner is somebody else. We still knew each other, but you kind of was just in your lane. So anytime somebody asks you, especially if they from Oakland, where you from, they won't just say Oakland. They'll let you know. Like for me, I always tell people I'm from 32nd Magnolia, Dogtown, West Oakland. And then people are like, man, that's a long title. But other people from Oakland understand that, because you just can't say you from Oakland. Because a lot of people would just be like, I'm from Oakland. And then you ask them what part, and they'll say like Alameda. And that's not Oakland. They'll tell you San Lorenzo. That's not Oakland. Like, you really like, and y'all got in probably y'all neighborhood too, wherever you're really from, people really know that you're from that area. Like, they know if you know, like for me in West Oakland, they know if you've been to the Defirmary Park, which is on Adeline Street, or they know you've been in Linden Park, which is right across the street and around the corner. Like, those things was cool. But like as a kid, I never really felt like you had to be something different. Like, I never wanted to be like in that street life. And it was also my grandfather, a lot of OGs, like I'm talking people that was in like their 70s and 80s in Oakland, really, they were still owning their own houses, or they built like a community center or something like that, but they really try to be involved with the youth. And that probably is from like that Panther type of mentality, where you feed the neighborhood and you take care of the elderly. So that's something in Oakland that, even though I wasn't really prevalent to it and understanding it, that was something that constantly oozed out of you at Oakland. Like, that's just something that you had, that pride. And then also like the music too. Like, my mom always tell me all the time, it's a historic hotel called the California Hotel, which is it's in West Oakland. And she was like, yeah, James Brown used to come through there, and they would just talk about all the influential people who come in. And then, which I think a lot of people who come to Oakland are, especially in that 60s and 70s times, what they really remember is like the movie The Mac. And my mom never let me watch that movie. But like San Pablo Avenue was where all the action happened. Like, my mom was like, you like, she growing up, and she was born in 62. So when she was growing up in like in the 70s and in the it was just a different type of a culture then, but it was always something where you just had to make a way out of no way. And I think every Black person does that. But just the Oakland and the Bay Area as a whole, man, it always made you just go do something. And like, whatever you do, just put the hustle spirit to it. Like, and especially like running my mouth, man, that's Oakland all day. Like, there's people in Oakland who will talk to you till your ear fall off and you fall asleep, wake up, and they still talking. And I'm just like, man, I learned to calm down a little bit. But as a kid, it was like, you just had to go back and forth, man. You can never let somebody out talk you or clown you or anything like that. You just had to go with it. But Oakland is a beautiful city, man. It changed a lot because of the technology, the Silicon Valley area. A lot of white people, and even Black people too, came from different states and cities. Like, they came into Oakland because they really like San Francisco, or they like Silicon Valley. But most people, when they say Silicon Valley, they don't even know where that's at. They just think that the Bay as a whole is Silicon Valley. It's more so on the Redwood City, not San Rafael, but Redwood City, parts like South San Francisco, and then some parts of like just downtown San Francisco, where you have a lot of the bigger companies that work with tech. But Silicon Valley is always out, like Pleasanton, Redwood City. That's farther out from Oakland. That's probably like 45 minutes to an hour away. And then some places like Redwood City, you got to cross the bridge to get to. So you're talking about a $6 bridge toll just to get over there. So Oakland's changed quite a bit. You still got Black people who do their best to have the small businesses or have ownership in the city. But as a whole, like, a lot of people got priced out, like in every city that's Black where white people come to move back. They did the white flight, then they came back in. And then probably another 50 years is going to be the same exact thing. They're going to white flight back out because they want to go back to the suburbs and have more space, like a lot of people, because of COVID. So it's just crazy. Oakland looks a lot more put together and aesthetically pleasing now. But the vibe, it's only certain parts of Oakland where it still got that same vibe, that hustler vibe, and not in a negative way, just to go out there and get it and just have that, that just that Blackness of like, what's up with you, pound that, hug, all that stuff like that, man. So yeah, that's Oakland.
All right, let's let's go ahead and we're gonna transition some into some music talk as I as I crack open my Magic Carpet Bunnies IPA. This is a Citra and HBC 586 and Mosaic hopped joint from Solemn Oath. Yeah, man, this joint is they when I talked to the young lady at the bar, she said it was a hazy. It is, as far as just, you know what I'm saying, the look and whatnot of it, but it kind of really come off a little West Coasters at the front, you know what I'm saying? It's not really, you know, what I would consider my traditional, more super duper
What's
juice.
it called?
This is Magic Carpet Bunnies from Solemn Oath, you know what I'm saying?
Bunnies.
Yeah, it is a hazy, but up front it's so hot forward. And, you know, typically the hazy, because I'm people who don't know, you know, I am a super duper huge fan of Hot Butcher. They probably Hot Butcher in Chicago didn't turn me out to, you know, what I think a hazy should be. So I'm probably just biased. I don't know. But anyhow, shout out to Solemn Oath because I rock with them, you know what I'm saying? But anyhow, DJ Khaled, man. Khaled. Joint that dropped recently. Come on, what number is this? Do we know what number project this is for Khaled?
This might be number 9 or 10, actually.
This is a lot of albums, right? All right, so since I'm talking, I'll kick it off. I rock with Khaled. D-Neal. I rock with Khaled. You know
I'm waiting for it. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. I rock with Khaled. He do his thing. I really love his energy. It's all bless up. You know what I'm saying? It's all positive.
Bless up.
You know what I'm saying? He really has he has an infectious personality. I on this joint, I do like coming out the gate. I do like I Did It. I do like Every Chance I Get. Hot take. I really like Lil Baby, man.
I was gonna ask that. I really
rock with him. I've rocked with him now since Street Gossip. The My Turn joint, his album last year was good. I like This Is My Year. Is that the Her joint? Is that the Her joint? No, the Her joint is We Going Crazy.
We Going Crazy is hard, yeah.
We Going Crazy. I like the Jamaican reggae flip. You know what I'm saying? That joint was good, and you can't go wrong with her. Obviously, I'm a Drake fan. I like the pop star joint. Whatever. That's been out for like a year now.
Oh, it's been a minute. You know what I mean?
And I like Sorry Not Sorry. Can we please let Nas and Jay just exist as individuals on a track together without everybody having to say, yo, I think Nas killed Jay-Z. Yo, I think Jay killed. Can we, people, please?
Man, they can't do it because everybody wants that, like, who's the best lyricist wise. But I'll be honest, man, and I'll let you finish with Sorry Not Sorry. I was just like, that's cool. It was just they just vibe with the beat to me.
Yeah.
They threw in some key things, kind of like when Jay-Z did the 444, the Dumbo, when he talked about, you know, that he could have bought it for $2 million, now it's worth $20 million. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got for it. It wasn't like they was spitting like these fire bars.
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
Like, it was just like when I first heard it though, and this ain't even when you said we was gonna do Khaled and Khaled. I just was on YouTube and I accidentally clicked it was like the search button or Safari button, whatever the little icon that looked like a compass, and they had that video up. So I pressed play and I was like, yeah, it's cool. I mean, like, Sorry Not Sorry is cool, but I was just like, people was like, oh man, Jay-Z murdered him or Nas killed it. I was like, they wasn't even talking to each other. They were talking about like they talking about investments, cryptocurrency. They talking about look at the seeds I planted and now the fruit that I'm getting. I mean, like, come on, man. Let's be real,
bro. I don't know if at any point we're gonna allow them to just exist. I do appreciate.
It could have been a harder track.
But I mean, I think that what happens is with the song like this, when it's Nas and Jay, is that I don't think we'll ever get what we really want. And I don't know what we want is my thing. Like, they're so good. It would be like, come on, you're a film guy. Who's the contemporary for Quentin Tarantino, right? Who would that be? Whoever that is, they join together and they make a movie, right? Or it'll be like whatever contemporaries you want to put together, we would expect nothing but, you know, the best of the best. But it's like any joint they've done, what's their best joint? So they have the Black Republican joint off Nas's album, Hip Hop Is Dead. They have the joint on Jay-Z's American Gangster.
I like Success. I like
Success,
that.
right. And what else do they have together? Either way, my point is that they're never going to satisfy us, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I just appreciate Sorry for Not Sorry. Sorry, Not Sorry for what it is. I like Nas's bars. I like the elder statesman talking points that they have on this joint. They're just two older guys that's giving you bars. But Vito, you go ahead. I'll kick it to you.
To me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, okay, I took my notes. I told y'all, man, I came prepared. I was like, let me see. I'm gonna have to put, definitely got to put Thankful, because I just rock with that soulful. I'm in the church chorus that's going on with there within the background. You know what I mean? It wasn't flashing light ultra. I mean, it wasn't ultralight beam, but it still had that vibe. So I was like, cool. I wrote down the chorus. I was like, the chorus is pretty cool. Jamero, whatever his name is, like he do cool. I like the Every Chance. Lil Baby. Lil Baby was on this album quite a bit.
Baby is good.
Big Paper. The reason why I like Big Paper is because I was like, it reminded me, and I'm not saying it's on the same level, but it reminded me of like the Quiet Storm when Kim just went like just gutter, and just really just gave you a whole lot of just raw, like it was almost like somebody was getting pimp slapped. Like that's what I got from that.
It was mixtape Cardi for sure. She was just in her bag, you know what I'm saying? She was just
and she really just, and it wasn't like, I didn't really like the chorus, but like when she just was rapping, it was just like it was with aggression. And like most of the time, like I like Cardi B's albums, man. A lot of people say what you want to say about Cardi, but she knows whoever she's working with or however she makes her choruses up, like they just know how to fit her as an artist. But this right here was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like now we talking greasy. Now we really about to get in. And I thought she was gonna start throwing some names out. Like I'm so serious. I thought she was just about to just put everybody on blast, but she didn't do that. So I respected it. Definitely like Body in Motion. But Bryson Tiller, like I'm an R&B dude, so I was just like, yeah, he gonna do that. Even the same thing with like Pop Star we talked about, because again with Drake. I like the beat on like This Is My Year or A Boogie. I didn't really like the flow. Yeah, like the way he was flowing with the beat. I know it was trying to be like a little step above, a step ahead, or a step behind, but I kind of wasn't like getting it. But I'm a Diddy fan too. Like when I was a kid, Bad Boy, man, Biggie Smalls was so every time you hear Diddy talk shit, I was like, yeah, Diddy winning. He winning on that one. I put Sorry Not Sorry just because again I like the grown men. Talking about grown man stuff. They like Jay-Z said, he's like, you can't be in a hallway. Like you gotta, sound stupid to me. You know what I mean? This is how you prove it to me, like for real. And then what's that? I can have it all because hers on there. Shout out Yay area, Vallejo, California. So she went in that. And then I'm a big Drake fan, so of course I like Grease. You know what I mean? I just, maybe y'all don't feel it, but it is what it is. And then where you come from. Like that is something like, I know you talked about the one where her was singing on it, but the Where You Come From, that's where it was like, okay, we put the reggae vibe in it with her. Now we got the real reggae. We got some OGs in the reggae world that's really about to show y'all how they do it. And that, like I had that up in the car the whole way to the house. Like just like, man, put that on repeat.
What's my man's name that's on that joint?
What's Bougie Banton, and then
oh yeah, Buju Banton.
Yeah, Buju Banton.
Wasn't he on the Verses?
Yeah. No. It was I can't remember.
What was that? It was Beanie Man
versus
Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer was on there. Yeah.
Apologies. Bounty Killer's on this joint though. That's what I mean.
And he killed it too. I like Bounty Killer voice, man. He just sound like he about to grab somebody and like shake him.
People gotta relax. Look here, Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man. All right, I know we love the Isleys and the Ghosts and the Rays and all that. If you haven't seen Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man, check that joint out. That joint was fire. That versus was crazy.
And that's during COVID where nobody was.
That's only during the. That might have been the first in person when they was like, "Nah, man, we got it."
Exactly.
Right.
We got to. We be in a room together.
And the cop popped up on him and was like, you really gonna be like this? He was like, are you gonna be that guy?
You gonna be that guy? You gonna be that guy? Come on, fire. But go ahead, come on, go ahead.
So for me, DJ Khaled is a great personality. He's entertaining. I like Khaled. I knew long ago his name was Khaled Khaled. So when I saw the title of it, I'm like, oh, that's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's his actual name. His real name is actually Khaled Khaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like this album made me like really appreciate Lil Baby. I really like We Going Crazy with her and the Migos. I like Pop Star, even though like it's been out for a year.
Yeah.
I like Pop Star more than I like Grease, actually.
Yeah. Oh no, hands down. I just like Grease because Drake was just in it. He's just in his bag, man. Whenever he's just in his bag.
For sure. I want to say that I like, certain songs like Justin Timberlake's "Just Be." But the thing about it is that lately on his last like 2 or 3 projects, Khaled has been taking these old songs that are more or less like 10 years old. They not like oldies, but they like newer songs. They might be even 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess is old, but for newer listeners, like younger listeners, it might be new for them.
He's sampling more newer type of joints.
Yeah, he's sampling more newer joints, which is weird for me to hear because I know these songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it don't feel old. You know what I'm saying? It don't feel like you sampling, like you digging in the crates. You're recreating stuff that already don't need to be touched now, at least. You know.
But we going crazy. I mean, like that's why, like, even though I like
that song though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I didn't like it because I mean, her killed it. Yeah. But I was just like, I heard this over and over and over again. Like people have used this sample so many times that I was just like, And when they put this on, I mean, if they put it on the radio or whenever the club open back up, then people are gonna do like, put your hands up, like he did with the T-Pain. All I do is win. I just was like, come on, Khaled, like I want you to. Like you were saying, I want you to really get in there and hit us with something that was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's nice, that's nice. But I didn't get much of it.
Can I play a little devil's advocate though?
Go ahead.
Maybe we're getting to the age though where our stuff, right? I mean, how does your come on, stop it, G? But you see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure as much as we love This Can't Be Life, maybe my dad feels like that Harold Melvin joint shouldn't be touched, right? Like, he probably never heard it, but he probably, if I let him hear, like, yeah, they probably could have left it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so are we getting old, guys? I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's just
Khaled is older than us, if not around the same age. So to be sampling stuff that is of our same era is just weird for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like one joint; it's several joints. You know what I'm saying? It's several songs. The We Going Crazy, the Just Be that samples Ghostface, All That I Got Is You.
Yeah, I wasn't. When I heard that, I said, Kamal gonna have a problem with this shit right here. Go ahead.
I'm like, what? This don't even fit sound. So it don't have the same energy. It don't have the same, stuff like what else on here, man? He got some stuff that's like, you took that song, G. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this what he do though.
I had a major issue on whatever album that was where they did the Rihanna joint. What's the Rihanna joint?
I don't know the name of it. I know I know which one you're talking about.
And it's like, why would you do that song? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's already a hit, but that's from our era, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only like 15 years old or something. Is it that old that you can like sample it and redo it?
Come on, man. That's like Hitmaker though. Come on, man. Like Hitmaker, all they do is take the 90s and the 90s, and sometimes he take the 2000 joints. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't
like I mean, if it's fire,
you know what? If it, I feel like if it was now, see Hitmaker, if it's spread out, then I'm okay with that. But on one project, so for me, this album didn't really, I just told OT before we started recording this joint, I listened to the project like a good 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing it on, just chilling, doing stuff, listening. And it didn't.
My co-host is coming in, man. Hold on.
You good. Do your thing. I'm about to do the same thing in a second. You're good. We all know what we all know what it's like, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Say hi.
We all know what it's like. You all.
Yeah, she was crying. She was like, Dad, you know what time it is, but that's
right.
But go ahead, man. Let me not cut you off. She good.
But you should ask her what she think about all this music.
I try not to play all the cussing, man. We got the swear jar up to probably like $1,000 already.
You all good.
But
yeah.
So I'm a move on. Sorry, not sorry joint. When I first heard it, I was excited because, of course, it's Nas and Jay. But see, I come up now. See, here's the issue I feel with the track. For people that grew up knowing Nas and Jay-Z that do what Nas and Jay-Z do, you know what I'm saying? I feel like older people are a little disappointed. I actually do believe like they could have came harder than it. Like Nas and Jay-Z becoming hard, G, and the bars were cool, but it was so polished and beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These cats, we heard these cats get it in when they was beefing.
I'm saying, and that's what I knew you was gonna see. But that's the thing. That's to the point. Like,
and they not beefing.
I know.
But even on their regular songs, they come harder than what they came on this beautifully polished, sing-songy hook. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful.
Do you think they should have came harder on this kind of song though?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no.
Always.
I'm gonna say no.
Neal, yes. Come on, no. Okay.
I'm going to say no because of what the track was. Yeah. But I think that it was, I think that Khaled made it very, he tried to make it an event. He tried to make it, he knows what it means to get Nas and Jay on a track. So that's a win for him.
That's a fact.
But at the same time, it could have been a stronger song. You know what I'm saying? They could have really got in a bag if they had the right beat, but he made it very polished, very upscale and rich sound.
Drake-esque, man. You can just say it. I was just waiting for Drake.
But even Drake could get that. Even Drake could come up harder than both of them verses.
But I'm saying I was just waiting for Drake to come in the song. I thought he was gonna be a silent.
Drake should have been on the hook.
That's what I'm saying.
That sound like Drake on the hook.
That's a fact. I'm just saying. Yeah. I thought Champagne Poppy was gonna come out and just start firing out rounds on him, and I'm gonna be like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah. And he would have killed both of them.
I'm saying,
kill both of them.
Come on,
but but it's like I for older people, for younger people that's hearing the song, they're like, okay, it's just Drake and Nas. I mean, it's just Jay and Nas. Why? Okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. These cats don't even know what these guys do. And that song was the song is okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's okay.
I was not a fan of it, man. I'm just being honest. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It wasn't good.
And and on top of that, the video was done by #1 music video director of every hip hop music video director trying to be like Hype Williams.
Hype Williams, wow.
And this video was lackluster, G. It was lackluster.
I was like, are they a casino? Is that what's going on?
It's like they sitting in one space.
Bro, I have no idea what that video was about, G.
Nah, me either.
Like,
it could have been so much more. It could have been so much more. But they banked on the concept of Jay and Nas together, which is an outdated idea for younger people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And for older people, we looking like, I don't know. That's my feeling. I know what Hype can do. I know what Jay can do. I know what Nas can do. And I think everybody in that whole situation was kind of rolling off the idea of Nas and Jay being on a track together. And they rolled off of that more than what they could have, what they didn't make the most of the situation. They just said, we got Nas and Jay. That right there is enough. And they moving off of that. Like, this joint is a single. It's a single? You making this your whole single, G?
It's not happy about the Sorry Not Sorry joint.
What up, hey? How you doing, girl?
We all, look, it's all, The wife at work, so,
I think overall, though, on the album, I was like, this is definitely, and Khaled does this a lot. Again, you gotta get the radio spins, you gotta get the hits, right? And this is what it was. I still think that he could have went more in depth. I mean, he could have did a whole lot of stuff, man. At the end of the day, Khaled know his lane. He know that and where he's at right now is just kind of like to what you're talking about, like with Nas and Jay, like they had a level towards just kind of like when they get together, it's because they want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Jay might have not even done the track, or Nas might not even have done it. So for Khaled to have it, to your point, he's just like, oh man, we winning. So I got it. I got to make it as simple as possible for them, so that they could just talk about that grown man. And you could tell even in the video how like the way that they were body language was in the video was exactly to me how they did the verse. It's kind of like, man, I just wrote this, not even wrote it. I just thought about it in 5 minutes. And I just put it down and it's like, it's done. And I'm just like, oh man. And that's why when a lot of people are like, oh, the Sorry Not Sorry. And I'm just like, yeah, it's Sorry Not Sorry, man. Like, yeah. like that's exactly what it is. Like, sorry, not sorry that we didn't bring the fire that y'all wanted. Like, we just gonna just leave it at that. Like, I wanted to elevate, like, put Cole on there, man. I mean, like, something, man. Because Cole would have killed that. He would have killed it. Cole would have killed it,
and then they would have stepped their bars up.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. You put Cole, you put Drake on there. I mean, you put Kendrick. Hell, you put the baby on there, and the baby would at least put more energy in the damn song. I know it was a slow joint. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Like, don't get me wrong. I got another B and another B. Don't forget the other.
Yeah.
B. That's cute. That's cute. That's cool. That's whoa. Oh, but that's not like soup. That's not bars.
Nah.
That's not bars. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
That's cute, but that's not bars. And
it was all right.
Nas it right, and Nas
he stayed with the Beyonce entendres, G. The BB. I don't.
And I'm tired of like, yeah, man. Love your wife. I respect it. I'm just tired of like the triple, double, whatever entendres that you're doing. It's like that's not fire. Like you've done it already. Like it's not fire. And like that's the thing. I think one thing, and I'm gonna just kind of take it to like hip hop overall. Like hip hop is like they say it's a young man's sport, and when they don't show love to the OGs, and I think that the OGs at times they don't like, as you reinvent yourself, or if you at this top level, it's still like you gotta show people, like Nas has done that too. Nas and Jay both have shown people like this is why people respect us lyrically, not just because we making money, but this is what we did for hip hop, like that, and that for us as people who've been watching them, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you just gotta bring it, man. Like, you gotta bring it. And if you ain't gonna bring it, like you said, man, put Cole on there. Yeah. Put Cole on there, let him spit, and Cole will spit something and make both of them uncomfortable. And that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted some uncomfortability. I want them to be like, show these people you got bars, so that the young generation can be like, oh, this is different. You can still spit the grown man stuff and throw the heat. Like, come on.
Yeah,
anyway.
for me, like one of the better tracks is because I didn't mention this before, but the Let It Go joint with Justin Bieber and
I turned it, man. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I was like, I can't. I gotta go back.
Hey man, 21 Savage, man, is becoming one of my favorite. Like, he's good on guest tracks, on features.
Yeah.
He's good. Like, his last album was good.
Oh yeah. I just didn't listen. Like, I heard Justin singing, and I was like, all right, I'm done. But I should have listened to the whole thing. You're right. No, I'm serious. I should have listened to the whole thing. I'm still not over the Janet thing, bro. I'm still not over that, and I'm still not over like Prince would have want me. Nah, bro. Prince didn't want you to do nothing, bro. What are you talking about? I know you're paying homage to him, but bro, relax.
Oh, Justin Timberlake. Yeah.
Yeah, you relax, brother. Relax. You're not in that lane. You're not in that lane, bro. You're not in that lane. That's all.
Yeah.
I should let go of my bias and still listen.
Yeah. I think we all feel the same about Khaled.
Yeah.
We ain't just felt this way about an album in a long time, I'm going to say, man. Like, where we just like,
And but that's what I get from Khaled. Most of the, like, he has singles, don't get me wrong, but like album-wise, I never sat through a whole album of Khaled. Like, in all 9 that he's done, like the features that he had, like, that's just like the Ace Hoods, like all that, like that's the fire. But like as a compilation, I mean, as an album as a whole, I'm just kind of like, all right. And that's what I did with this album. Like, I'm telling you, for me, the hardest one, I got to go back to Cardi, just because like I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Somebody really like biting into the beat. Like, man, I'm about to kill this. You know what I mean? I'm about to go crazy on it. Yeah. Like, that's what I was waiting for, man. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Beers and Bars, D. Neal, we appreciate you. That was a wild event for us.
I didn't even finish this one, man. I was about to crack this open, but I know
No, we good.
Yo, D. Neal, I appreciate you. We gonna have to do this again, man.
Oh man. Hey, I gotta get y'all on the show. Like I said, I'm switching over to the stream.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
He said next time with not so many technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna get y'all when I get I got the StreamYard. I got the StreamYard Beer Talk now, so I'll get y'all on that so we can go live, and then I can edit some clips, put it on IG, tell people to come to the YouTube. Y'all know how y'all do, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to y'all once I get everything set up. But this is, again, first trial run with the iPhone, using that as a webcam, because I told them I ain't giving them no more money, man. You know, my girl got me getting Apple everything, and I was like, we got to buy some stock in Apple if I'm about to be buying all this Apple stuff.
Man.
That's a fact.
Yo, Beers and Bars, man. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man. And Eric, let me tell the audience, man, they really got to respect what y'all doing out here, man, because y'all really got y'all lane. Y'all really like some true hip hop, just like get in the mud, like, and that's one thing that a lot of people we go mainstream all the time and we don't show the respect to the people coming up, man. And that's one thing for me that I fell off with hip hop with, is because the underground people really never get that love unless they become mainstream. But y'all really finding, like, y'all really not only just lyrics, but y'all also talk about beats too. And that's a key thing too, because we all know, before I get off of here, we love Nas. Nas got nothing but lyrics, but sometimes that man beat selection. I know he want to be unorthodox, but I'm like, Nas, bro, like that beat was trash. And somebody really got to tell that man, like, bro, that's a trash beat. Like, that's just trash, bro. And I'm not like, my cousin a big Lupe Fiasco fan, and it's some Lupe beats, and I'm like, Lupe, this is stop acting like you better than the beat, bro. Like, I need you to spit them bars, but spit it on a beat.
What you can't do, you can't come on here and disrespect Nas and Lupe.
I'm not disrespecting them, bro. I'm just, come on. We got to be honest, though. Look, I like Lupe. Come on. I'm not disrespecting. I'm just keeping it real, man. Y'all know there's some beats.
No. I hear you.
I'm just being honest.
No, just funny because those are like my top two, my favorites. And it went back to back, so just real. Yeah.
I love Lupe, man. Lupe does stuff that a lot of artists would not do. They would not, even though they talk about being, speaking something different. Like, Lupe really about that, man. Like, to me, he's one of the few artists that get respect from all the mainstream artists because he will murder them. Like, when it comes to the bar for bar, like, he would murder them, bro. And like, just hands down, period.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait to the next episode, man. I'm gonna get y'all on the show. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, man.
Beers and bars. I'm gonna finish this 18.5 with the fam.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna give you another one too, man, and watch this baby.